Otedola with the money. G-Mike with the love.
Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's Dice Ailes, aka Waterman. And right now, you're tuning into Activated Podcast with my brother Ibou. Let's get it.
Okocha with the balling, no. Ajinomoto with the sauce. My girl, Coke bottle with the ball.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Thanks again for tuning in. This is the Activated Podcast, your boy Ibou, live and direct. Of course, we're not in the studio today, as you can see, but we're in a very, very special place. And today on the podcast, I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been doing this for a long time now, and today, yes, number one, he's the biggest that ever came on my platform, and I appreciate him for that.
Brother.
The biggest. And I'm excited to actually get to know him. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of clues. And, I'm going to tell you something. If you like Afrobeats at all, even at 5%, this guy, you should know him. I remember hearing his music before I knew who he was. My first song, and I'm going to give you guys the clues, is Miracle. Yeah, buddy, you know what I mean? I can't sing like him, but you get the point that I'm trying to say. He signed his first record deal at the age of, in 2013. 2013, first ever record deal.
Yeah.
Migrated to Toronto at the age of 16, 14, 15.
Man, you did a lot of homework. I forgot all the dates, man.
Listen, man, I got to set this up the proper way, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to figure out, because I've always thought like you were born and raised in Toronto, did some research, born and raised in Benin City.
Yeah.
Migrated to Toronto, got into music. Then you left Toronto and went back to Nigeria and get it popping, where your music actually took off.
Yeah, but it was Benin the country though, not the city.
Oh, Benin the country.
The country, yeah. So.
Oh, speak any French?
Yeah, so I speak a little bit of French, but.
Oh,
yeah.
Me too. Moi, je parle français. Je viens du Niger.
Oh, so you speak proper French?
Yeah,
when I was that was a long time ago, and I was like, I think at the time I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was in like elementary school.
Okay.
And we were schooling out there, me and all my cousins, and we're going to a school called Nigerian International School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I picked up a little bit of French. And
nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know it yet, you've seen the video on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, we got Dice into the building.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Get a little clappers, you know what I mean? Sorry you guys can't hear this here. Honestly, I appreciate you for being here. I've been looking forward to have conversations with you. I think we got so much that we need to discuss. Yeah. A lot of things going on, so thank you for being here. First thing I want to kind of talk about, and I've seen this recently on Instagram. You know, getting your mom her own crib.
Yeah.
I got a little emotional. Reason why I like good feel stories. For whatever reason, in that moment, I felt like I could relate to you in a way, because all we aspire to do is to give back to people, especially like our family, our mothers, fathers, whoever, you know, is showing you the most love. And
right.
You went from a child to like, now you're the big dog and mom, I got you.
Yeah.
Talk to me, describe to me what that feeling was. Even like starting to process, like, I'm gonna give my mom her own crib.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, just growing up in Africa, growing up in Nigeria, like, you know, I saw my mom sacrifice a lot for us, you know, coming up and just like going through the struggles of, you know, just even being in that society.
Yeah.
You know, and she gave a lot. She gave a lot up. I saw her sell her clothes. I saw her sell her jewelry.
Yeah.
You know, to send us to school. A lot of stuff happened back in the day, and it was always like a thing for me where it's like, you know, I got to pay it back. You know, I got to show her that, you know, we got her. And that was one of the first things that I thought that we had to secure. Yeah. You know, outside of, you know, even getting personal stuff. Like, it's like, that's one of the main things that you got to really do as a man, you know, is to give love back to, you know, the roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I thought it was emotional for me, you know, just seeing her being really happy. Yeah. And that's one thing that I always want to do. Every time that I have a hit record out, you know, the joy that she gets from that, you know, just keeps me going. So that's pretty much where I get a lot of my inspiration from, just seeing that my mom, you know, is happy about what I'm doing and she's proud of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we for sure was going to see a video of you crying.
Nah, I don't
cry. Yeah. No?
No.
So how do you deal with your, I mean, again, I think for me it's a little bit different where like, I saw that and then I felt something. And that was the connection. I was like, yo, I would definitely love to talk to him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's like, you know, being in a position to finally to give back to our parents in a real meaningful way.
Yeah.
I think that like everybody aspires to do that, and
Yeah.
seeing you doing that, I was like, damn, that's gotta probably feel better than putting out a hit. Would you say? Like, what would you compare that to? Like that feeling from doing
Yeah,
that for your
it
mom?
definitely feel better than putting out a hit
Yeah.
because it's more personal. It's like
Yeah.
she can feel that more. That's hers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to when she shares my joy from having a hit record.
Yeah.
You know, she could feel that for her.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing feeling for me.
Speaking of hit record,
Yeah.
you've given us a few.
Yeah.
You've given us a
we're gonna
few.
come back.
I was going through, just even going back to listen to some of your old music, I started to get a different feeling. The person that introduced me to your music, shout out to DJ Magic Flow
Yeah.
in the city.
That's
He
the
was the
bro.
one that was putting you in his mixtape early on. I'm talking, I might butcher this, but like 2014, 15.
Yeah.
And going back to, I was like, yo, Dice been out here giving us some major hit. Let's even go back to you signing your record deal. There's some research. You signed to Chocolate City
Yeah.
in 2013.
No, so I think I signed Chocolate City in 2014. So
2014.
I had gone back to Nigeria in 2013. I was just getting into the Afrobeat scene. Like
Yeah.
I was first off just rapping. You know, I was going to York University at the time.
Yeah.
And so when I went back, we had this song called Yemisi. It was just like pushing it and trying to just like familiarize with the industry.
Yeah.
And when we got out there, you know, I got to meet with MI and, you know, the CEO of Chocolate City.
Dope.
You know, they heard the stuff that we had and they were just like amazed.
Yeah.
How we're able to like, you know, blend rap and Afro beats at the time. You know, it was the first of its kind. And they just wanted to work. And so we signed in 2014. And yeah,
Went from there.
we went from there.
Chocolate City, I know that they're like, I don't know what to compare it to here, but they had Inyanya at the time. He signed to Chocolate City.
And I think Inyanya was a different label. Inyanya was
in Chocolate City?
was Triple MG. So Chocolate City had like Ice Prince, MI, Victoria Kimani, Jesse Jags.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
What does that feel like to be in the building with like, again, now you're a big deal for sure, but at the time being like, yo, I'm signed to the same record label as Prince or some of these Ice Prince, like what does that feel? What did that feel like to you?
I mean, like at the time it was just like confirmation for me that I was doing something right.
Facts.
You know, like I'm a big fan of my own music. And so you know, when I got in that situation, it just made sense why I was a big fan of my own music.
Yeah.
And it made sense that, you know, everybody else could see, you know, what I saw as far as like the prospects of Dice as a brand. And so like, you know, I was really excited, you know, like I'd be around MI, Ice Prince had Ole Cool, you know, it was buzzing crazy at the time. You know, it was a definitely an amazing feeling.
Did you ever get to like work with them and like maybe even try to build record or
we did a couple records. Like me and MI had a song called Your Father.
Okay.
That came out. Me and Ice Prince had something on his album. Yeah, we chilled a lot and did a lot of work together for sure. And outside of that, we also like spent a lot of time hanging as a family. You know, so I learned a lot of stuff from just even being around them and seeing how they moved in the game. Cause you know, they had been there long before I came, you know, cause me, I was out here just like rapping, you know what I'm saying? So with them, I was able to really understand a lot as far as like how the game goes in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got a little bit more context. Obviously, when you go to Nigeria or even when you're trying to cross over or transition to Afrobeat, it's a lot more melodic singing, stuff like that. But I could only imagine that like your ability to rap has definitely helped you, especially when it comes to
writing.
Writing music that's not as condensed as rapping would.
Yeah. I mean, like the transitioning it was pretty seamless. Like, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know that I was capable of doing as far as like even singing. Like I thought I was just a rapper, you know, but on the first try of Afrobeats is when I got the deal. And that's when I knew that there was a lot more to me than just rapping. And, you know, when I started to tap into like doing more melodies and stuff, you know, it just came. It just felt like I was built for it. You know, and if you listen to like, if you listen to like a lot of my music, like I'm still sort of like rapping in there, like even like Otedola and like Alakori, like I'm sort of like sing talking. You know, so
Alakori is one of my favorite tracks.
yeah, thank
You know, and you know what's crazy is that I've been listening to the song and it just clicked that like, yo, that's Dice's song. And the reason why I'm even saying that, and I was just having a conversation again, big shout out to Ayo. I was like, yo, Dice don't really get the energy that he deserved to the full extent.
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to give me a perspective. Because even me, sometimes I get frustrated with certain things. Like, yo, I'm a better interviewer than this dude. Fuck is you like, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like people sleep on you? And can you give me a perspective as to why you think that is?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I don't get the energy that I deserve. I feel like it goes very unspoken the contribution that I've done to Afrobeats.
Yeah.
I feel like when I came into the industry, I brought a whole new wave that has created a whole new generation of Afrobeat artists today. You know, like I see my influences in a lot of newer artists. You know, and you know, I'm definitely a big fan of what they're doing and how they've been able to like, you know, twist it into something new. But I feel like I don't necessarily get the credit for that.
Yeah.
As much. You know, I don't know why that is, you know, but it might have been, you know, the fact that I was dealing with like label issues at the time, you know, and I had to sort of like take some time off and just restructure. And sometimes the quiet, you know, gets taken for granted. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was gonna tell you, I think I have a theory, right? And again, I think that like, and I tell people this all the time, what you don't address gets left unsaid.
Yeah.
And then now the more you don't address it, because again, in the industry, we know the behind the scene, we know it's a lot more complex. And I even remember I go, there's a gap in Dice's journey.
Right.
There was the hits, and at some point you faded. Not faded, you took some time away and faded away from music. And our writer was like, he's probably having issues with the contracting and the business, because I understand what that feels like.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell us a little bit what was going on? Were you restricted on putting out music? You weren't allowed to? Did you have to pay out the first deal? Was it a bad situation? Can you give us a little bit more insight as to why you needed to restructure the whole label situation?
In the first label situation, like, you know, there was a lot of expectations that we had gone into the deal with that weren't necessarily met.
And this was with Chocolate City.
And it was with Chocolate City. Okay. It's like we was in there still being very independent, you know, in the confines of a label. So like there's a lot of stuff that we was having to figure out on our own. And just the entire business arrangement just didn't make sense in a situation where you're being independent within a label. It just didn't make sense. A lot of things just didn't add up. And you know, it just took a toll on me at some point. And, you know, it got to a point where I really just had to, you know, just following the expiration of the deal, I just had to take time and like just restructure. You know, just the way forward and you know, how to just come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with that whole situation, I've learned a lot about the business. I've learned a lot about, you know, even myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as much as, you know, I wouldn't like to say that I regret certain things. You know, some bad things happen for good reasons sometimes. And I feel like you know, I'm in this journey for a reason, because ever since I came, you know, even till now, even when I'm quiet, I still see how I hugely influenced the game. You know, from the way everybody's singing now. Like I go on the radio and I hear like at least 5 artists that sound like Dice.
That sound like you. And they can't connect it back to Dice. And that's the frustrating part.
It's a frustrating thing, because like a lot of the newer fans, because now we're in like a whole new generation where it's like there's a new Gen Z community that were little kids when you know, Otedola was bumping. And are just getting into the music scene. And they cannot connect it to where it came from. And it's also frustrating because like, you know, the industry also doesn't help to put the word out. So I feel like I got to carry the weight on my own shoulder to put out my own word. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
And you know, and this is what, you know, these kind of even conversation is important. And I remember just thinking like, yo, And I was having a conversation with the manager when she hit me up, like, yo, Dice is from here. When I mean from here, you spend a lot of time in Toronto. I mean, you're from here.
Yeah.
We should have a connection to him. And I think that like these are great because you get to tell your story in your own way. It's not censored. And then people are able to connect with you directly. Because I think that like a lot of people don't understand how difficult music business is. You know, it's something that you probably love doing, and then you ended up making money or now it became your thing. But 80% of it, I'm sure it's tied into the business. How do we roll out? How do we put this out? And the effect that you're able to have. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Because even me, I was like, yo, I need to find out like what was going on in between.
Yeah, I feel like even with the Toronto thing you just mentioned, I feel like I put on for the city a lot more than I get love back from the city. Like I feel like in Nigeria, every time we talk about Dice, you know, what comes to mind is Toronto. What comes to mind is Canada. And ever since I came, there hasn't been another artist that did that.
Yeah.
You know, for the culture. But I don't feel like I get that back. You know, even when I'm not, every time I'm in a city, I feel like I gotta remind people that. And it's a crazy thing to deal with. It's like I put on for the city too much. Like y'all gotta, you know, really come out and show me much love.
Show me some love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Are you planning on doing like any shows anytime soon in this like I'm even thinking like a welcome back Dice showcase show?
Yeah, we're planning that, but I'm supposed to be in the UK, so I'm starting my tour in the UK in August. So we're most likely gonna do something out here before I leave.
Let's get into the project.
Yeah.
Ladies First. EP, 5 songs, just dropped.
6.
6.
Yeah.
I'm messing up today. 6. Sorry, 6.
Yeah.
I was listening to it. It kind of gave me a, and I'm not even gonna throw it out there because I don't want to be a comparison to whatever, but yo, sonically, that's a great project. You know what I mean? Like if you listening to it, you're like, oh, he saying some stuff. The surprise from me, and we was having a conversation offline in terms of like, can you tell what my favorite song was?
Yeah. I think your favorite song is probably Left Side.
Really? That sounds good, but it wasn't Left Side.
Oh yeah?
My favorite song with Katie Kane.
Rosalia. That's my favorite song.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when I see 2 artists that speaks even like 2 different languages, are able to make something sonically mesh, that's talent. Because a lot of people can't even play around in those kind. You see what I mean? Can't even play in those kind of songs. More recently, and maybe you know the song. Adekunle did a song with a French artist called Taiki, Dodo remix.
Yeah,
I'll let you listen to it afterward. But this guy's pure French, and Adekunle is Nigerian, and the way that came together, it reminded me of that. So I'm super impressed. Tell me, how did y'all even link up to make that song and get it to where it is?
Yeah, so Rosalia, we recorded it like 2 years ago. Crazy enough.
Wow.
Before that, we had worked on a song called Hasta El Piso. I was out in Madrid like 3 years ago, I think, shooting a video with Katie Kane for that song. And just, you know, just being in Spain, like I just really fell in love with the culture and with the sound. And I just always knew that I wanted to make something that reminded me, that sort of just preserved the memories of Madrid and Spain. And that's pretty much what it was about. And so, you know, when we shot that video, you know, when I was working on the tape, I told him, man, we got to do something. We got to do one for my tape as well.
Yeah.
And when I did Rosalia, I just knew it was it. You know, so I sent him the song. He did his verse.
Yeah.
And then Rosalia got on the outro. You know, if you listen to the end of the song, there's a female talking in there. So, you know, Rosalia got on there and also did her own thing. And so, you know, that's as Spanish as it can get.
No, that was dope. That was a real dope record. And then going through again the track list, you didn't do many features. So I knew that for you to even do feature, it gotta feel special. You're not just doing feature because you know you just want people on your track and so on. Then the other one was with Tiwa.
With Tiwa.
Hold Me.
Yeah.
Tiwa was also in Toronto, and I seen that you made a special guest appearance on the show.
On her show. Yeah, that was crazy.
Talk to me about that relationship. How did you even, link up, started doing music to the point that you guys are collaborating to the extent? Like, walk me through.
Yeah. So my first encounter with Tiwa was when I put out Otedola, she was showing a lot of love. She would post it and tag me in the videos, and we'd meet at concerts, and the relationships just started to build off from there. When she was working on the Celia album, we worked on something together. It was me, her, and Steph London.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so we worked.
Steph is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it that. So if you ever talk to Steph,
Yeah.
like there's a guy called Mr. Activated, just saying hi. I'm just saying hi. Shout out to Steph.
Yeah. Shout out Steph. So we worked on that song called Bombay for Tiwa's album.
Yeah.
And when I was working on my tape as well, I did that song in Atlanta, and I just felt like I needed a female perspective to what I was singing about, and I thought Tiwa would be the best one for it. So and we just made it happen.
No, that's dope. That's dope. Shout out to you for that, and making an appearance at the Toronto show was also great.
Yeah, we shot the video already though for Homie. That's coming out in a little bit. Maybe in August it's gonna be out. Yeah.
Dope project altogether.
Thank you.
Now an EP, is that a setup for a album? Because I went through and I was like, you actually never drop a full album. Was that the game plan behind you dropping Ladies First EP?
Yeah, the Ladies First was definitely like a sequel to the album.
Yeah.
I felt like I just needed to keep the fans up to date, with certain things that I've been up to as far as like my relationship and interactions with certain women in my life, and that was pretty much what the tape was about. So I was just touching upon like, from love to betrayal to sex to, just anything that I've been up to.
Yeah.
It's like a up to date thing, and then just get the people ready for the main album.
Anything would you like for people to know? What do you want them to have a takeaway from this EP? Is the album going to be a little bit expanded version of that, or you're taking a whole different route when the album comes?
Yeah, I'm taking a different route when the album comes.
Oh shit! Okay.
The
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, the EP was more personal. It was more. It's like just bringing my fans into my personal life, because a lot of times, like they really just get to see me for an artist, and they don't necessarily see me as a human being, as somebody that feels the same thing that they feel. And I wanted them to take that away from the album. With the artwork too, it's just like me just staring at them, and it's as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
It's my handwriting, so that everyone
on the video,
so everyone has like a digital copy.
Yeah.
Of Dice's handwriting.
Yeah.
Every fan that cares. So it was more personal on the EP. So every story on there is like real. But on the album, we're taking a different route, and it's more aggressive on the album.
Is Dice got a special lady in his life right now, or because I'm sure they're gonna wonder, like, okay, like what's I mean,
yeah, there are special ladies in my life.
Yeah,
there's special ladies in my life.
Special ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I want to be like Dice when I grow up. Honestly, I appreciate you pulling up.
Thanks for having me, brother.
And honestly, us chopping it up and getting to know you in a little bit. And hopefully, as new album come out, we could have you come back and walk us through that a bit. Thanks for sharing, because I do feel like you are guarded in a way.
Yeah, I'm more like I like to be my own word and just create. I'm not really into social media.
No, you're not.
I'm not, and a lot of people confuse that for me being absent.
Yeah.
So like, and I like to, every time that I do these interviews and stuff, I like to tell the fans and everybody watching, it's like, when I'm not on social media, like I'm creating for you, like I'm not really into like posting every time, like I'm more of a introvert.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. I just like to make music, and I like to speak to the people through the music.
You want the music to speak for who you are.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've gotten to know you, and like I said, I think that people will appreciate, getting to know you a little bit better. Like, and again, I know that social media can feel intrusive. People just want to know about your life, but it's like, I love when you're able to separate like what you do from who you are, because sometimes that could definitely drive us a little bit crazy and things like that. Any last thing you want the people to know? Any upcoming? You're saying you're dropping a video with Tiwa in August potentially.
Potentially in
And
August.
anything else should we be looking out for from now to the next?
Yeah, the tour. I just posted that, on my way here.
Okay.
I just announced the UK tour.
Okay.
I'm gonna be announcing the dates, and then
How long you in the UK for? Like
for a month.
how many days is you gonna be doing out there?
Yeah, so I need them to confirm the dates
Okay.
first. And then I'll put that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just excited to be here. Sharing music again. It's a blessing. It's a gift. A lot of people don't get this opportunity.
Facts.
To be able to express themselves, and I'm happy that I'm blessed with this talent and blessed with people that are willing to listen to me.
Yeah.
We're back here in Toronto, spreading love as we always do, and I urge that my fans, show that love back.
Yeah.
It's an amazing future that I see for Afrobeats. I'm also excited with what's going on because at the time that we was playing Afrobeats out here in Toronto, it wasn't as big as this. I remember we'll go to we'll play the music for white people,
Yeah.
and play the music for people that were in African,
Yeah.
and we did that so proudly, and I'm excited to see that that's become like a norm now.
Yeah.
Afrobeat
is pop culture now.
Afrobeat is pop culture. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's an amazing feeling that I also contributed something to that. And I'm here to do a lot more.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody that keep repping.
Dice wants y'all to know that he needs credit, okay? Like he did this shit. He ran because some of y'all could walk or walk so some of y'all.
No, I
could
mean,
run.
nah, we can't take away from everybody.
But Dice, you talk your shit.
That's
Talk your shit.
no, for sure. I'm just saying before I came, there's
Yeah.
definitely artists like Wiz.
Yeah.
There's artists like DeVito. There's Burna Boy. Before that, there was the Banj. There was
Yeah.
Two Face.
Yeah.
Before that there was Fela. There was a lot of artists have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
To the culture. So that's not to take credit from that, but
Facts, yeah.
I just feel like we've done a lot of stuff and it needs to be spoken about a lot
Facts.
more.
Facts. We appreciate you always. As you know, you can follow him. I don't need to tell you. You look up Dice on Instagram. If you can't find Dice on Instagram, it's something going on with you. You need to fix that. Your network is down like the Rogers situation we had a couple of days ago. But again, thanks again for pulling up, brother. I appreciate that, and then looking forward to building this relationship and having you back on the platform.
For sure.
For that, appreciate that. So for everybody else, thank you again for tuning in. This is the Activated Podcast, and Dice has officially been activated. Thank you.
What's up, brother?